It's Kelly with the Garden Whisperer. If you're unfamiliar with what I do, I design flower beds and garden beds for homeowners where they can either install it themselves or they can hire a landscaper to install it for them according to the design plan. So I'm going to be transplanting these foxglove plants that I grew from seed in this pot. And the packet said it was 200 seeds. I don't believe it. It did not look anywhere near 200, but whatever. It was like $2 and some change for the pack. So I still have a bunch of them here. Now, I believe these are Apricot Beauty. I think that's the name of them. They're a peachy color foxglove. So I'm going to be transplanting them into the flower bed. And it's really funny because, and I'll show you that in a few minutes after I get over there. Let's grab this. And I got to grab the tripod so I can put it to show you. I'm just going to walk over to the one flower bed. I'm not going to be putting them in this one because they like a little bit of shade. Now, it depends on the foxglove that you buy. Some like full sun and some will do just fine in part shade, or sun. So I'm going to put them in this flower bed. And this is like a newly planted flower bed. I'm still working on it. I've got my ajuga that's all filling in here. I've got these, the pink ones bloomed, but the blue ones did not this year, so I'm guessing probably by next year. But these are Spanish bluebells that are around the rock here. And then you can see my blue zinger grasses. I think these are so pretty. I love how, like, wispy they are. I think they're just such pretty grasses, and I have more of them over here. Over there, and then I have my primrose, my ballerina primrose plants. Those are planted here. And then Solomon seal, which the deer kind of do get at this, but not crazy. For the most part, though, it's deer resistant. And then you've got the, I always get the pulmonaria and pulmonium confused. This is Jacob's ladder, though, basically. So, highly deer resistant. The deer, I don't think I've ever seen them touch it once. So that's another great plant. And as you can see, it's nicely variegated. So pretty. All right, so here's the thing what I found. Now, I planted these. These are other foxglove. It's the Excelsior mix. And they come in like white, purple, pink, like fuchsia and purple kind of colors. Now, I planted them, and I think because they were still small last year, and I planted them in here, they did not bloom this year, but they probably, and I'm hoping they will bloom next year. If they don't, all good. I'm not worried about it. Now, what I've noticed is when you let them, the seeds drop from the flowers and they germinate, when they're in, oh my God, my nose. When they're in the, I'm going to show you over here, actually, because they did it really well over here. I'm noticing that even though they germinate, they take a good year for them to get the size like they are in that pot that I just showed you. And it looks like, look at this. At first I thought these were weeds, but then after looking at them for a while, I'm like, oh no, those are foxglove. So apparently I had some that were planted over there, so they reseeded, and these are all new plants. Pretty sure they are. I'm 99.9% sure they're foxglove. So I'm going to leave them and see if they bloom next year. They should, because once they get big like this, they usually germinate the next year. So what I'm finding is when they germinate in the flower bed, it just takes like an additional season for them to actually bloom. But in pots, they grow really fast in the pot, like you saw. And once they get that big and I transplant them in the flower bed, they will bloom next year. So it depends on, I'm sure after a few years and they start to get really established in those flower beds, they will do, they'll probably bloom every year, because these bloom every other year, unless you let the seeds drop, like I said, and then over time they will just, you'll get blooms every year, like I think it's late spring, early summer they bloom, somewhere around there. And they bloom for like about a month, so a pretty long time. And as you can see, all the deer fencing, because the deer got psycho this year, because I cut them off from a lot of stuff, so they started eating other stuff. But they always go to the anemones and they always go to the astilbe to eat them, so that's why they're all covered. So I think in the spring next year, I'm revamping that entire flower bed. It was kind of like a catch-all anyway. I kind of just was buying stuff that would do well in shade and that was deer resistant, and just kind of like threw stuff in there because I was like still figuring it out because the deer out here are crazy. So that took some time. But anyway, so I'm going to revamp it. What I could do even is just get more of the wireless deer fence because they really do work. And I mean, just get a ton of them and just surround the entire flower bed and make it like a landmine, like a minefield. But with the zapping sticks, because it'll electrocute them. It doesn't kill them, so calm down. It does, like, if anybody's like, oh, that's so mean. No, it zaps them enough to where it conditions them. It's like touching an electric fence. It zaps you, but you're good. You're going to be fine. And it just zaps them and conditions them so that they don't go to that area anymore. Once they know they're there, they stop touching things. Oh, and I wanted to show you really quick. I'm sorry. This was so awesome. So I planted this wisteria vine last year. I don't remember if it was spring or summer or fall, but I planted it. So it's really starting to put out growth this year, as you could see, and the deer were touching it. So I put some deer sticks around it and in the back. They've been leaving it alone, thank God. So yesterday, this piece was just hanging out here out in the open all by itself. It wasn't able to latch onto anything. So what I did was I just took my little plant ties and I attached it obviously to here, and I let it just like touch this yesterday, and that's what it did overnight. It's already starting to wrap itself around and vine up, so this is going to be fabulous. I can't wait to get blooms on this. And here's another one that's probably going to be a good viner, but all good. So yeah, so I am absolutely excited. It's already training to go up that, and pretty soon there will be pretty blue blooms going all over this trellis. So anyway, I just had to show you that because I was so excited. I came out here this morning and saw it wrapped around, and I'm like, no way, that's awesome. All right, so back to this. So I'm going to take them out of the pot, and I don't even know how many germinated in here. I know there's not 200 though. No way. So I'm going to put you guys on a tripod. And I'm not going to do all of them on this video because then the video will be like hours and my phone only films for like 32 minutes. It's ridiculous. All right, so I'm going to first move this over here. Now, as you can see, I don't know if you can see it. As you can see, oh yeah, kind of. So under this little basket is, voila, this is a Godzilla fern. Japanese fern, but the problem is the stupid deer. I don't know why they keep eating it. Now, they don't touch any of the other ferns that are out here, so I don't know if it's because of the type of fern it is, but look at how pretty it is. But they keep eating it. So I think I'm going to actually have to cover it with something else because, as you can see, it kind of got squashed from the basket because it's too short, so I'm going to put something else on it. So I'll just leave it out right now. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I'm hoping it could just be because when it's growing, it's still young foliage, and they love high nitrogen young foliage. So they eat it. But hopefully, once it gets bigger, it's supposed to get something like 6 feet wide, I think. And 6 feet tall. It's supposed to be massive. So I don't know. But time will tell. I'm going to keep it covered until it gets big enough, and then hopefully the morons will not eat it. But we'll see. So those two are the Excelsior mix. Like I said, they're like purple, pink, and white. These are peach. I don't know if those will bloom next year. We'll see what happens, but I'm definitely going to plant these in here. And I think I'm going to do it all in that area. Like all around, maybe here. I'm thinking. But if this gets to be 6 feet, I'm going to say that is going to probably get out to like around there. And then 3 feet out that way, maybe. So I think I will. I think I'm just going to put them over in this area. Let me just step back to make sure that's where I want to do it. I think so. I think that's what I'm going to do. I would like to put some more next to those. Maybe I'll put some over there too. We'll see. But anyway, I'm just going to do like maybe 1 or 2 to show you, and then I will turn the video off because, like I said, my phone will only film 32 minutes. So All right, so I think I'm gonna go right there. Now I covered all, oh, there's so many worms in here, it's crazy. I covered this, see there's roots from the tree probably. So, and the good thing with the foxglove is you don't, watch out little worms, oh my God, there's a lot of worms in here. The good thing with the foxglove is you don't have to, look at all those worms. You don't have to go down too deep, which is great. So I just want to make sure you can see what I'm doing. Did you guys even see that or no? I'm sorry if you didn't. Or hopefully you did. All right. And I've got my safari hat on today because the mosquitoes and the black flies will bite the living daylights out of me. They love my sweet blood. I don't know if it's sweet, but they love it. Ugh. And it is rainy. We had thunderstorms here last night. And it's humid and it's gross. So, all right. So I'm just going to, yeah, there's definitely not 200 plants in here. And these plants are pretty hardy. So I'm just going to separate them. There are, let me just see if you can, I'll get this a little closer. You can really see what I'm doing. They are hardy plants, so even if you damage them a little bit, they bounce right back. So I don't ever get over, like I don't try to be crazy with them, but so here we've got one, I think that's 2 plants. We got little shoots there, but probably we will get new plants from those, so I think I may plant those anyway. That is a broken one, so that's not going to come out. Okay, and that one there. So, oops, that's just a dead leaf. So I think this is 1, and that's 2. So I'm just going to plant this one, and now I've got some, they don't really need it, but I'm just going to put a little tiny bit of fertilizer in case this flower bed's deficient. And I've got my True Value never sells my favorite black cow manure, so I'm just using this that they had. Country Boy. Makes sense for out here, because we're in Pennsylvania. Hummus and manure. So I'm just going to put a little bit. I'll move this out of the way so you can see a little better. But yeah, we've got all little like extra plants with roots here. All right. And I'm just going to go like this. And literally, that's all you have to do with these. They're so simple. So simple. So that's one. I gotta figure out where I'm gonna do another one. Let me step back for a sec. So hopefully you saw that. Let me move this. I'm all over the place. My goodness. So there's one, and I think I'm just gonna kind of stagger them around, I think. As you can see, there's all the roots, and this is one plant with all these little flower, like foliage stems coming out of it. And these will do just, I probably don't even need the shovel, to be quite honest. Oh, another worm. They're just everywhere. Now, they say the Asian jumping worms. Here's one. That's an Asian jumping worm. See the white clitellum around the neck? They're supposed to be bad. But, you know, I don't know. I refuse to kill a living creature, so there. See, I don't know if you can see the clitellum, that little, right there, that white. These are supposed to be bad worms. So, I don't know. What I'm doing is just moving them from one flower bed to another. Or, like, put them in the grass. I just can't kill a living creature. I can't do it. So, if somebody else wants to kill them, that's up to you. I'm not going to do it. Oops. I want to put some... little bit of fertilizer, just to give them a little extra. That's it. You just place the roots in there. And these little suckers, they're hardy plants. Just tamp it down so that it stays in there. And that is it. That's how simple it is with these things. But like I said, and here we go. That one, I missed that planting too. All right, we're going to do one right there so you can see what I'm doing. God. And I don't really get crazy with, yeah, there's a big old tree root right there, but that's all right. These don't get too deep. They'll just go right around it. A little compost. It's just for a little extra nutrients. And I'm going to take another one. Oops. Take that. Take the beat up leaves off. Like I said, these plants are hardy. You can kind of, they're almost like a juga. Kind of do anything to them. Is that where I want to put it? No, I want to put it over a little bit. Sorry. There we go. That is all I do. Just want to make sure you tamp it down enough so it holds in place. And before you know it, the roots will spread and it'll be good. And I'm just going to leave this potting mix here. The more stuff, the better in your flower beds. Not sure if potting mix really, because it's not really soil, so I don't know. But hey. All right, maybe I'll do one more for the video. Where do I want to put it? I think I'm going to stagger them. I'll put it right here. Now, before I do it, I'll make sure you can see it. Because I'm a mess and not a hot one, just a mess. That's so crazy. All right, a little fertilizer. Just because I have not tested this flower bed yet, so I have no idea what's in it. So I'm just adding it because I'm pretty sure. Well, actually, no, it could, because between the mulch and the natural organic matter that had broken down, like the leaves and stuff, before I started doing stuff with this flower bed, all the leaves in the fall had fallen, and over years they just decomposed into it. So this soil is actually, under this tree, is actually a lot better than the soil in some of the flower beds, like my front one and the ones where I had to dig up all that clay because there was really no leaves that had broken down over the years. But under this tree, there has been. So the soil is actually kind of like loamy, and it's just got all this natural organic matter in it, which is awesome. So probably don't need to put the fertilizer or the compost, but just a little bit. Just a little bit. That's that. That is how simple these things are. And a lot of times if I pull up weeds like this, I just leave the weeds in here after I pull them, because this will break down, and that's organic matter as well. You don't need to move that. Ew, what are you? Look at that. Ew, you're gross, dude. Look at this guy. What is he? Blech. Look at him. Ew. I don't know. Can you see it? Let me see if I can go this way. See him? Ew, he just fell. That's disgusting. Oh, you're gross. You got all these like tentacle things and stuff. Look at him. Blech. All right, he's going to go in the flower bed. Or I mean in the forest. In the woods, whatever. All right, so that is it, guys. That's how you transplant foxglove. And here's the thing. When you get the seeds, like if you buy a packet of seeds, you literally just put potting mix in a pot. And sprinkle the seeds on top of the potting mix. Lightly cover it with some potting mix, not a lot. Just keep it moist, and within like a couple weeks, they will germinate, and you'll have plants like this in no time. They are very easy plants. So, yeah, if you want to do that and plant them into flower bed and then just let the seeds drop, and you will have new plants every year. And like I said, if you let them drop in your flower beds, it'll take maybe like 2 seasons for them to really start to get big enough once they germinate in your garden and actually start producing flowers. But then after that, if you just keep letting them drop year after year, pretty soon you will have continual foxglove plants. So that is what I'm doing with these, because they grow fast in the pot. I'm just going to put them in, and I should get blooms from these next late spring, mid-spring, late spring, early summer, somewhere around there. So that is it. for today's video, guys. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. And if you're interested in hiring my design services, you can reach me at www.the-garden-whisperer.com. Till next time, guys, happy gardening. Talk to you soon. Bye.